So we're in our final week of pressing into 1 Peter 3:8. As husbands and wives, we've been looking at the instructions given to us, which says all of us be like-minded, be sympathetic, love one another, be compassionate, and be humble. And that's what we're going to look at this week. We're going to focus on humility. Now, we know what humility means. We know that it means to think of others before we think of ourselves. And in the context of marriage, it really is as simple as if we hear our spouse cleaning up in the kitchen, it means that we get up and we go help clean in the kitchen. It means that if I'm getting up to get something to drink, I ask my wife if she wants something to drink. I'll tell you personally, in the context of my own marriage, oftentimes what this will look like is I will have just sat down after a long, hard day's work, and we've gotten the kitchen cleaned up, and the kids are ready for bed, and I'm kind of ready to sit down and unwind, and Jen might say something like, "Hey, do you know if I left that in the car?" Which is code for, "Could you go out to the car and check?" Well, of course, in that moment, I've just sat down. I don't want to get up. And yet, humility would be putting my wife's needs ahead of my own, but doing it with the right kind of attitude. That's the most important part. Is it's not so much what we do as much as it is how we do it. In the same way that God is always more concerned with how we're doing something before he's concerned with what we're doing. That is to say that the condition of our own heart is greater sometimes than the actual task we might be completing. Our spouse wants to see humility. We want to see that from one another. Let's practice putting the needs of one another ahead of our own.